What's up, party people? Let me turn this down. There you go. Steve Nash just got hired in Brooklyn to coach the Nets. It's interesting. Peace, family. Who's in the building? Check in. Holla at you, man. I got 3 people checked in with me. I don't know who they are though. I'm gonna shout y'all out. OG Audio, peace God, peace God, peace to the God. OG Audio's in the building. Salute, 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 salute. I'm over on Facebook right now, just inviting some folks to come hang out with us over here on YouTube. So yeah, don't forget to subscribe. You know, like the content, all that other good stuff. Um, this is my second time uh, going live from YouTube. Well, not the second time, but you know, I'm gonna keep this up. What's up, Fred? I kept my promises, Fred. I'm back at it. Um, I was supposed to be up here earlier, but you know, today was a little rough. So, you know, but I'm here. It's 11:17 in the AM, so technically it's still morning. So I'm gonna roll this up and let's talk for a while. What's going on? See what it is. You guys got anything on your mind? Anything specific you want to discuss? Fred, we had it kind of going on yesterday. We had a nice little convo going, so let's pick it up where we left off. OG Audio, what's the deal, bro? Good morning. I'm good. Can't complain. About to be better. As soon as I light this spliff, you know, um, things are good. Uh, you know, the weed has been kind of like shaky for the last few months. I haven't been able to really find, anything impressive. It's been all right. Everybody's been passing around what they call the runts. Yeah, all right. But, I need like the cookies. I need some wedding cake, some gelato. I need that gas. I need that heavy, heavy hitter. You know what I mean? Fanning out. Is that right? It's all good, bro. We all just regular human beings in here. Everybody's got a talent. Everybody's got a special ability, a superpower, so to speak. That's it. How you feel about Akon comments concerning black folks? Uh, Message retracted. What happened, OG? That was a good question. I wanted to see where that was going. Yeah, homie had some role models back in the day. Your homie, yeah, we did have some role models back in the day. Chuck D, KRS, of course. We had real grown ass men as heroes, not like girly boys and fucking flimsicle motherfuckers running around and fucking it's crazy out there. OG, what was you gonna say? You had a deep ass question lined up for me. I saw where you was going. I just didn't get to the end point. I think you were saying about Akon's comments regarding African Americans and Africans, I guess. Uh, yeah, send that question, man. I wanna see what that question was. Let's go in. Let's go in on that. You know, because those are the types of conversations I like to have when we talk about the ism. You know, mad ism. That's what it's about. Mad ism. And we talking about that weed, but we also talking about racism, sexism, socialism, totalitarianism, fascism, communism. All the isms, activism. lyricism, all the isms we like to get into. So when you ask that question, OG Audio, about Akon and you know relationship with African Americans and Africans, I guess that's kind of like classism, the different classes of black folks out there, you know, and the history between African Americans and Africans, and how it's part of the historical record that some of our African brothers and sisters sold us into slavery. Served as the slave catchers, worked for the Portuguese, worked for the Spanish, worked for the Belgian. Uh, in terms of capturing, us and sending us here. You know, so Akon being an African who became successful in America and um, lived that street life, that hood life that we black folks are all too familiar with, and him being able to, through his talent, creativity, and his intellect, raise himself out of his condition, get himself, he got out of jail, got paroled, or whatever his situation was, and then flip the script and turn his whole movement around and be the mega entertainer, mega businessman that he's become. It's quite inspiring. It's dope. I think it's very dope what he's been able to do for himself. But I think sometimes we get gassed up in our own success. Our own particular situation. We look at our own particular situation and we think that that situation is applicable to everybody in our environment, or everybody that seems to be in our situation. And so I've been noticing Akon saying some things that you know it's a perspective, but it's not necessarily a valid one. Just because he has material success doesn't mean he's right. Just because he said it. He's been over in Africa doing some amazing things, but there's some critiques about what he's been doing in Africa in terms of his relationship with the Chinese and assisting the Chinese in their takeover of Africa. So I mean, I don't know. I'm not gonna. I don't know enough about his relationships over there and what he's doing to really have an opinion on that. So I'm not gonna give an opinion. Um, but there's criticism out there regarding his relationship with the Chinese and how much he's selling his own people out. And it's a perspective. Is it a valid perspective? I don't know, but it's a perspective. So just like Akon has a perspective, and we can acknowledge it, there are other people with other perspectives, and we should acknowledge those perspectives as well. So OG Audio didn't retype his question, so I'm not really sure what the exact question was, but I hope that kind of addressed it somehow. Fred October, I see you still in the building. I think you still there with me, Fred. You know, tell a friend to tell a friend, man. We over here, bro. We gonna do this every day. You know, we try to get up a little earlier. Um, I should be doing this by 9 o'clock, 9 a.m., but it gets a little rough over here. So, about to roll this up. It's a very good book. Um, Conspirators Hierarchy: The Story of the Committee of 300. It's a book that I read in the 90s that kind of prepped me for all this conspiracy theory activity that's going on right now. And I was deep into the whole conspiracy theory community. Since like the late 80s, early 90s, I was deep in it. Yeah, the Committee of 300. The Committee of 300, also known as the Olympians, according to Dr. John Coleman, who wrote this book. You can also catch some of his lectures on YouTube, Dr. John Coleman. But according to him, there's a power structure in the world that ultimately consists of about 300 families. They're called the Olympians. Um, If you're familiar with Greek mythology, Mount Olympus was where the gods lived, the gods and goddesses lived. So Mount Olympus, they named themselves after the gods and goddesses of Greece. I said Egypt, I meant Greece. Olympus. So they're called the Olympians, um, also called the Committee of 300. And this book is a part one. This is part one. There's also a part two. Gives you the rundown of the individuals and the organizations that kind of create this top 300. How orders start from here and work them way work their way down to, like, where we are, and then what it looks like from where we're standing isn't necessarily what it was created to be from up top. So this book, it's dope. It's good, really, really good. I read this like two or three times. I read the second part too, um, as well. And it's good if you want to know about the Illuminati and the people who control the they. This book tells you who the they were. So I'll just read the back of the book. Can you imagine an all powerful group that knows no national boundaries, above the laws of all countries, one that controls every aspect of politics, religion, commerce, industry, banking, insurance, mining, the drug trade, the petroleum industry, a group answerable to no one but its members? To the vast majority of us, such a group would appear to be beyond the realms of possibilities and capabilities of any given organization. If that is what you believe, then you are in the majority. The conception of a secret, elite group exercising control of every aspect of our lives is beyond our comprehension. Americans are prone to say, quote, "It can't happen here. Our Constitution forbids it," unquote. That there is such a body called the Committee of 300 is graphically told in this book. When most people attempt to address our problems, they speak or write about they. This book tells precisely who they are and what they have planned for our future, how they have been at war with the American nation for 50 years, a war which we are on the brink of losing, what methods they use, and exactly how they have brainwashed us. If you are puzzled and perplexed as to why things are occurring that we as a nation don't like yet seem powerless to prevent, why is it that the United States always seems to back the wrong horse? Why the United States is in a depression from which it will not emerge? Why our former social and moral values have been turned aside and seemingly buried? If you are confused by the many conspiracy theories, the conspirators' hierarchy, the Committee of 300 will clearly establish that these conditions have been deliberately created to bring us to our knees. Once you read the applying truths contained in this book, understanding past and present political, economic, social, and religious events will no longer be a problem. This powerful account of the forces ranged against the United States and indeed the entire free world cannot be ignored. So that's the Committee of 300, The Conspirators Hierarchy by Dr. John Coleman. Uh, you know, really good book. Helps you understand what the fuck is going on. Now, I'm not going to say everything here is actual, factual, the truth. But and I read this for the first time in like 95, 96, and it's 2020. I'd say a great deal of this book has turned out to be very true. I can't say everything, but a lot of the stuff turned out to be real true, or just open the door for you can see, open the door so you can see things from a clearer perspective. Say so, yeah, that's what I'm into. That's in my wheelhouse. We can see a shadow government in effect. Yeah, but we just gotta be careful when we say shadow government, and you know, sometimes the people who are the accusers are actually the perpetrators. So you get people out here who accuse the deep state, the Illuminati. Oh, we got to do something about the deep state, and they're just as connected as the people that they're accusing. Like that's their role, is to accuse other people for being guilty of what they're guilty of. So we gotta be careful. You got some people who are saying deep state, Illuminati, all that, and they're in it too. They're just trying to turn attention away from themselves. So you gotta be careful. with these terms and these ideas and blanket statements. As I was deep into the conspiracy theory uh, paradigm for since 89, 90, 91, I was getting into it. And Behold the Pale Horse, you know, Committee of 300, Rule by Secrecy, The Hidden Hand, um, you know, Illuminati, all these different books I've been reading, digging in over the last 20, 30 years. Uh, but, when Occupy Wall Street went down and I got to work with, a lot of these more like right wing libertarian Tea Party types, these white boys, these anarchist white boys. And, you start to realize, wait a minute, y'all niggas is racist. Y'all not against the New World Order. I just want to make sure y'all run it. And it'll be like, oh, the New World Order, New World Order, New World Order. Let me tell you something. A one world government is inevitable. It's inevitable because technology is inevitable. The ability for human beings to um, create assistance, make things easier, make things faster, make things more, that makes the world smaller. That means that, you know, people who never dealt with each other now are dealing with each other, which means there has to be rules of engagement. These rules of engagement become law. Rules are laws. These new laws become the new world order. It's laws, order, law and order, laws, order, law and order. New laws mean new order. Laws is what governs relationships. Laws are contracts. Laws are that's the rules of engagement. Laws. The laws are like, okay, we want to sell you this, but your religion forbids you to use these types of things. Well, we have to have laws now that say you can't put that in there. You can't you can't sell this in this color. You can't do this like this. You can't, over here our environment depends on a certain amount of rainfall. Our environment depends on a certain amount of snow. Our environment depends on a certain amount of whatever it is, and the chemicals in your products deter the rainfall from doing X, Y. It's science. That's math. That's using the science and the math to create rules of engagement that are fair and equitable. A new world order. Like this is like that's not a bad thing, y'all. Ooh, the new world order. Donald Trump and the right wing Tea Party cats, they're not against the new world order. They just want to make sure they run it, that they control it. And because they're the minority of the world's population, it would be unfair that the minority of the world's population gets to dictate, right? We're talking about democracy and majority rules, right? And if the majority of people in the world are black and brown people, and we use democracy as our rule of thumb, white people will always be outnumbered. They'll always be outvoted. So white people have to figure out a new plan because democracy ain't gonna benefit them in this new world that we're entering into. Majority rules doesn't work for them in this new world that we're so they're trying to get us to turn away from majority rule, and they're trying to get us to accept fascism, you know, totalitarianism, or you know, the rule that only the strong survive and the strong dictate. That's the new world order that they want because then they get to dictate from a minority position. You know what I mean? So I got into the conspiracy theory world. Back in the like I said in the '90s, and then when I got into the Occupy Wall Street community and see what that stuff meant to them, it helped. It helped me realize that the whole conspiracy theory movement over the last 10, 15, 20 years, probably since before I got involved, is really about destabilizing American society, creating gaps in agreement, like because laws are based on agreement, they're contracts, it's an agreement, right? So if people don't agree, law and order can't exist. If law and order can't exist, there's chaos and confusion, which means a society can't move forward through chaos and confusion, which means they're susceptible to being infiltrated and taken over by outside forces coming in, understanding the chaos and the confusion, and then manipulating us because we don't understand why there's chaos and confusion. So that's what the whole conspiracy theory movement did for me. It helped me realize that a lot of the shit that is floating around as truth ain't truth. A lot of the stuff that I had been pushing. You know, it's not to say that it's not the truth. It's just to say that there's nuances to it. There's layers to every situation, and if you miss those layers, you kind of miss the truth. Even though you have the facts, you miss the truth. You can have a whole bunch of facts and miss the truth. And like I said, this whole conspiracy theory. Now, I even got a song called "Conspiracy Theory" that I put out. I wrote the song in 2012. I wrote it in 2012. I recorded it in 2014, and then I put it out in 2016. I shot the video a month before the last presidential election, and then dropped the video October of 2016. It's called Conspiracy Theory. Go check it out. I think you'll like it. Pretty sure you'll like it. I'm kind of going in on Obama. Talking, I talk about the one world order, but then in the video, when you see the video, which was done before the last election, you're gonna be like, how did this brother know that Donald Trump was gonna win this election? Like everything that we're going through in 2020, minus Corona, I didn't put that in the video, but a lot of the stuff that we're going through with this president, I addressed in the video that was made before he was the president because of my history and study of conspiracy theories. You can kind of, with these books, The Committee of 300, Behold the Pale Horse, when you soak these books and you sit back and you watch the CNNs, the MSNBCs, mainstream media, Fox News, you watch the banking industry, you just watch the players move, you start to see why things are the way they are and who gets the benefit, why you see a lot. You don't believe everything you read in these books. I'm not saying that everything in these books is the actual factual truth. I'm just saying that there's enough facts for you to be able to come to conclusions before the conclusion actually presents itself. And kind of dope.
Go ahead. I didn't know you were live.
Mm-hmm. The wife. So who we got on board? I got 4 people checking me out. I see Fred is still in there. Kind of have to read in between the lines. Yup, exactly. Yeah, man. So yeah, this is what we're gonna be doing every day. At some point in the morning, you're gonna wake up with Hakim, and we're gonna have some type of discussion about something. Um, and we're gonna try to build this audience up over at Madism, and get it cracking. Don't forget to check in with Madism Mondays, which is another YouTube page I have specifically for the interviews that I do with my co-host Focus on Madism Mondays. That's set aside just for that. Don't forget to check in with Madism.info, the website, the Ultimate Cannabis Journal, which is where I cover the cannabis, well, the nexus between cannabis and hip hop. And don't forget to check the album Madism Who Want to Smoke on all streaming platforms, and check out Madism merchandise because all we do is spark Madism. And I'm, working on the strains. Pretty soon the Madism strain will be floating around, and we'll be able to enjoy the entire Madism experience. Bars and Beat Society is in the house. Peace. Crown Jewels is in the house. Peace, peace. yeah, slide down my menu on this page. I got tons of content up here. Got new music. Got interviews up here. I got you know, events, performances with some of your greatest. Of course, KRS is on here. Um, got a whole bunch of stuff on this Madison page. I got some of the festivals that I've gone to, weed festivals, cannabis festivals. So you can see some of your favorite product and strains on this page and see how people all around the country are getting it in. And hopefully we can get that strain in Canada. Actually, I'm just going to be talking to some folks who are based in Canada about putting that strain together. You know, Smoking Hounds Tooth Now. Send me some, brother. Send me some. Say it. Yeah, right. Yeah. So, yeah, that's what we got going on. We about 27 minutes into this conversation. So, is anything else you guys want to talk about? It's naive to think that all the recurring problems are just poor policy and economic externalities. Yeah, I mean, you know, I mean, you know, yeah. There's a group that kind of got a small group of folks that kind of run the show, but at the same time, we can defeat a lot of the nonsense just by being organized and people being involved in their day to day. Political power is starts from the local side. It really does, and there's a lot of things that we can do to protect ourselves. You know, people power is where the real power is. We just don't exercise it. So, mhm. Yeah, yeah. So let me see what Facebook is talking about. Earlier today on Facebook, I put up a post. I said, "In America, you are free to go to work due to knowledge. In America, you are free to go to work, which means you're not free." It's some deep shit. In America, you are free. Like everybody with this COVID lockdown, this coronavirus lockdown, people are pressed because they can't go to work. And I understand that. You have to work to create the money and the resources so you can feed yourself, so you can clothe yourself, so you can house yourself, right? Um, but when you get into the reality that money is an illusion, money is a fiction, money is not even real, money is just printed up out of thin air. You get to the understanding that things don't really cost anything. Everything is really provided, like the universe provides for us. It just does. And if we can create a society, a system that taps in to the unlimited potential of the universe, the unlimited potentiality of the universe, if you can tap into that, there's no need for people to work because we have everything. We could use our minds, our ideas, our energy, our focus, our time. We could direct it inward. We could direct it toward each other, positive. You know what I mean? Um, but we're all in a grind. We were begging to go back to work, begging to go back to work, begging to go back to slavery. And we should be pushing governments, these corporations should be doing the work for us. Corporations should work for us. We shouldn't work for corporations. Corporations should work for us because money is printed up out of thin air and then loaned to us. We borrow the money. Corporations don't borrow the money. We borrow the money. We have to pay the money back. The money that when these people who form corporations go to the bank to get a bank loan, the money that was printed up was borrowed into existence by the people. The money that the bank has was borrowed into existence by the people. It's our money that we get taxed on over and over and over and over. We keep getting taxed on taxed money. Money, money's created, lent out, it's taxed by the people. I mean, it's the people are taxed to get it. Then it's loaned to the banks, who loan it to us, and then they tax it. And then when you take this money and you go to work and you make more money, they tax it. It's backward, straight backward. The quote unquote founding fathers understood that taxation without representation is you're just being taxed. We pay more taxes on our money than they did on their money, and they revolted and started a new country. It's crazy. Fractional reserve banking system, right? Exactly. They only have to have what is that? 10% on reserve, right? I think it's 10% on reserve. So for every 1 million, they only have to have $100,000 on reserve. I mean, something like that. I don't know. I should know, but something like that. Yeah, like 10%. You know what I mean? So, like, what that means if I got 100, if I got 100, if I got 100, I can loan out 1,000. I only have to have 100 on debt. I can loan out 1,000 and put interest on the 1,000. So I can get you 200, you 100, to loan out you then, but everybody else gets interest on that money. Now this is money I technically don't have. I only got $100. I only got $100, but I'm loaning all these other people money, and I only have to have $100 on debt. That's bullshit. It's a pyramid scheme for real. The money is an in turning topic. Nixon took the dollar off gold and tied it to OPEC oil. Yeah, yeah, he did. Yeah. Well, actually, I don't know if he took it off the gold standard. I don't know if he took it off the gold standard. Because I know Kennedy was looking to return the dollar back to the silver, be backed by silver, and they say that's what kind of got him in trouble. And then yeah, and then they tied the gold to oil, to OPEC oil. They tied our dollar to oil that we don't own that oil. That oil is in somebody else's land. I mean, like that's crazy. Our entire economy is based on a resource that doesn't even belong to us. That's crazy. So it's just it's bound to collapse. It's bound to fall apart. It's just bound to because you can't maintain that system forever. So it's crazy, 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 crazy. What we got here? Yeah. So all right. So party people, I appreciate you guys. Checking in with your man Hakeem Green over at Madism. We're gonna do this again soon. Might do it later today. Definitely gonna do it tomorrow morning. So look out for the notification. If you haven't subscribed, please hit subscribe. Check in with you. Check in with your man. Go over to Madism Mondays, which is another YouTube platform that we have just specifically for the interviews. Madism Monday. the podcast talk show I got with Focus. And check out the website, madism.info. Cop the album, Madism Who Want to Smoke. Get some merch. Get some Madism merchandise. Madism, Madism, Madism. I'm out of here, y'all. Peace.